Hi, welcome to my video on find the exact value using pi. Pi is normally associated with 3.14 to be an approximation. But in this video, I'm going to show you that you can get the exact value by using pi itself. And let's do some examples to show this. Find the circumference of a circle to the nearest tenth if the radius is 10. So the circumference of a circle is c is equal to 2 pi r. And pi is approximately 3.14, and the radius is 10. And when you multiply all that out with a calculator, you get 62.8 millimeters. Units, in meters. It's my mistake. The units are in meters. Now, what about if we want to find the circumference of a circle, the exact value, if the radius is 10? The same radius as before. So the circumference is 2 pi r. 2 pi r is 10. And multiply 2 times 10 is 20 pi. And the measurement is meters. Notice up here is an approximation. It's to the nearest tenth. Here is exact value. In other words, you do not change pi to 3.14. You leave pi. So 20 pi is very similar to pi is being treated as a variable, like 20x or 20y. So the pi stays on the right side. So that's the exact value. And you can't get a better better circumference than 20 pi. Let's do some practice. Practice means pause the video and work out these answers and play back to see if you're right. Find the circumference of each circle. Notice the exact circumference. So the radius is 6. So c is equal to 2 pi r, formula for circumference. 2 pi. The radius is 6. And 2 times 6 gives me 12 pi. And the units is yards. Number 2, we have a diameter of 20. If the diameter, the diameter is 30, then the radius is half of that, which is 15. And circumference is 2 pi r. So that gives us 2 pi times 15. 2 times 15 is 30, and there's a pi, and the units are centimeters. Number 3, we have a circle, center is O. Notice that the radius is 11. The radius is the distance from the center to a point on the circumference, 11. So C equals 2 pi r. Pi, radius is 11. 2 times 11 is 22 pi. And your units here is feet. So it's 22 pi feet. That's finding the exact value, not doing an approximation. Let's continue. What about finding the area of a circle using approximation and the exact value? Find the area of a circle to the nearest tenth if the radius is 8. So the radius is 8. The area of a circle is pi r squared. And pi is 3.14. Radius is 8 being squared. And that's 3.14. And 8 squared, 8 times 8 is 64. When you multiply that out, you get 296. Use your calculator. But we want to round that off to the nearest tenth. 9 is in the tenth place, so digits to the right become zeros. We add, because that's 5 or greater, we add 1 to the 9. That gives me a 10, and we carry the 1. So we get a 201. So 201, and its area and the units is inches, so it's square inches. The second part, find the area of the circle, the exact area, if the radius is 8. So the radius is the same as before, 8. The area of a circle is pi r squared, formula. We're finding the exact area, so we do not change pi to 3.14. We leave pi as is. Radius is 8, and we have the squared. So we have pi, 8 squared. 8 times 8 is 64. So that gives us the 64 goes before the pi. And the unit is inches, so we have square inches. So note up here, 201 is an approximation. 64 pi is the exact answer. And if you plugged in your calculator 64 times pi, you would get like 296, but then you have, that would be an approximation. Practice. Practice means let's work these out. So pause the video and work these out. Find the exact area of each circle. So the radius is 10. So the area is pi r squared. Pi times 10 squared. So that's pi. 10 times 10 is 100. So the answer is 100 pi. And the unit is meters, so it's square meters for area. Number 2, what if we have a circle and the diameter is 6? So the diameter is 6, which means the radius is 3. And we want the exact area, so the area is pi r squared. And the radius is 3 being squared. 3 squared is 9. So that gives me 9 pi as an exact answer. And the units is feet, so it's feet squared or square. So you can also write, if you want, square feet or feet squared, your choice. So we worked out the circumference, find the exact area, worked out area of a circle. So let's continue. Find the exact surface area of a cylinder whose radius is 4 and height is 3. Well, we have a radius of 4, that's given. We have a height of 3, and that's given. And it says find the surface area. So the surface area, SA, we have to find it. So if we have a cylinder, so let's look at the cylinder. Let's draw a cylinder just to illustrate what we're doing here. Here's a cylinder. Cylinder is the height, is the perpendicular distance from top to bottom, and the radius is right here from the center of the circle to the point on the circumference. And the surface area of a, let's see, the surface area is made up of base areas, but there's 2, so there's 2 base areas, in other words 2 circles, and it's a lateral area. So let's work out the base area. The base area is the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. And remember, we're looking for the exact value. And the radius is 4, so it's 4 being squared. 4 squared is 16. So that's 16 pi. And the units is centimeters, so that's square centimeters. We have a base area, and now we're going to get a lateral area. The lateral area is the area of the side. Remember, if you take a cylinder and cut it down like that, then it falls out to be this. So that's the height, and this around here, that's your circumference. And your circumference is 2 pi r. So the lateral area is circumference times height. So it's 2 pi r h, this height there. So that's 2 pi. The radius is 4. The height is 3. And if we multiply all that out, we get 12, we get 24 pi. And again, it's centimeters, so square centimeters. So we have a surface area made up of 2 base areas plus a lateral area. Notice we have a circle on the top, circle on the bottom with the area of this lateral face. So there's two circles, so it's one base, one circle is 16 pi, so there's two of them, plus your lateral, which is 24 pi. So we multiply 2 times 16 to give us 32 pi, plus your lateral. When you add all that up, you get 56 pi, and it's centimeters squared. So that's the surface area of a cylinder. Now, if you memorize your formulas, pause your video, and see if you can work this one out similar to the above, and see if you can get it right. So here we go again. We have a radius of 5. We have a height of 12. Height. Remember, we have to check too to make sure that you're using the same units. So that's centimeters, centimeters, yards, yards. So everything's okay because it's got to be in the same units. And it says we're finding the surface area. Surface area is what we're trying to find. And the surface area of a cylinder is, let's draw the cylinder very quickly. Always keep in mind, we have a height, we have a radius, so it has two base areas, two circles, and it has a lateral area. So let's get the area of one of the bases first. So that's the area of the circle. And the circle is a pi r squared. And that's a pi, and the radius is 5, so it's a 5 squared. So 5 squared is 25. So it's 25 pi. And the units are yards, so it's square yards. Now we have a base area, we need the lateral area. So the lateral area, and remember it's, if you think about it like that, it's circumference times height. So it's circumference times height, so it's 2 pi r h. 2 pi, radius is 5, height is 12, that's 10 times 12 is 120 pi, and it's yards squared. So the surface area is made up of two base areas, two circles, plus the lateral. So two circles, one circle is 25 pi, and the lateral is 120 pi. 2 times 25 is 50 pi, plus 120 pi, so that adds up to 170 pi. And it's yards, so it's square yards. Again, we're doing the exact area, not 3.14. Let's continue. Let's continue. Now, I have some more examples done in practice. This is find the exact volume of a cylinder if the radius is 10 and the height is 7. So where it says the exact volume, so the volume is what we're trying to find. We're given a radius of 10 and we're given a height of 7. So when we think of the formula for the area of the volume of a cylinder, the volume of a cylinder volume is base area times height. So that's the base of a cylinder, and we drew one just then, is a circle. So it's a pi r squared times h. So if you think of the formula as pi r squared h, pi, r is 10, so it's 10 squared. The height is 7. So 10 squared gives me 100 times 7. So that's 100 times 7 is 700 pi. And the unit is feet. So we're dealing with volume, so it's cubic. Remember, area is square and another unit, so 2 plus 1 is 3. Volume is cubic. Notice we've worked out the exact area for the volume of a cylinder. Practice means you do this one. When you get it done, play it back to see if you're right. Here we go. Find the exact volume of a cylinder when the diameter is 12 and the height is 3. We have to find the exact volume, so that's question mark. It says the diameter is 12 and it says the height is 3. So if the diameter is 12, it means your radius is 6. And we're finding the volume of a cylinder. So the volume of a cylinder is base area times height. Right? The base of a cylinder is a circle, so it's pi r squared h. And the radius is 6, so 6 squared. The height is 3. So let's square first. 6 squared is 36 times 3. And 36 times 3 gives me 108 pi. And the units is millimeters, so it's millimeters cubed for volume. So we're working out, again, plenty of practice. We're working out, showing you that exact value means you got to use pi, not 3.14. And also, you have to know the formulas for volumes, and surface areas, and areas, and circumference. So to make sure you memorize them. Now, let's do some more. Find the exact volume of a cone. So we have a cone, so the volume we got to find, but it's of a cone. And the diameter is 18, and the height is 10. So if the diameter is 18, which means your radius is 9, and the volume of a cone is the same as the volume of a cylinder, which is pi r squared h, or I should say it's base area times height first, but that's a cylinder, but a cone is 1/3 of a cylinder, so it's 1/3 pi r squared h. So 1/3 pi, the radius is 9 squared, the height is 10, so we sub all that in. We take our time, 1/3 pi. 9 squared is 9 times 9 is 81 times 10. We have a 1/3, so because we're multiplying, we can cancel. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 into 81 was 27. So we have 27 times 10, which is 270. And we have a pi and its volume. And notice, again, the units are in meters, so everything is okay. Because if it wasn't, you'd have to change them to one of the units. So that's meters cubed. Practice means, the way I'm doing my videos and explaining things, I do one, you do another. And pause the video and work this one out. Find the volume of a cone. So the volume is what we're trying to find. And the radius is 11, so r is 11. The height is 9, so the height is 9. So the volume of a cone is 1/3 base area times height. And a cone is coming from a cylinder, so base area of a cylinder is a circle. So pi r squared times the height. Now we fill in. The radius is 11, so it's 11 squared. The height is 9, so we fill in the 9. And we go 1/3 pi. 11 times 11 is 121 times 9. And 1/3 of 9 is 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So 121 times 3 gives me 363 pi. And again, all the units are the same. You should always check to make sure the units, because if they're not, you make them the same units. So that's inches cubed. So we're working through formulas, cones, and cylinders. Remember, the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. The volume of a cone is 1/3 of that. And now we're working out the exact area for the surface area of a sphere. Well, the volume of a sphere here's a short way. I got the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So when I think about volume of a sphere, volume is 3 units. So I have a little trick. So if I think about the volume, 4 over 3 pi r cubed, if I cancel that out and put a 2 here, then I got the volume, or sorry, I have the surface area becomes 4 pi r squared. So by canceling those and putting a 2 there, you're reducing it down from a volume down to an area. So that's one little trick I do to memorize it. Anyway, we have a radius of 10. So radius is 10 centimeters. So we got 4 pi. Radius is 10 squared. 4 pi. 10 squared is 10 times 10 is 100. So that gives us 400 pi. And we're dealing with surface area. So area is a square. Volume is a cube. Length is just centimeters. But we're dealing with area. And another one. Practice means pause the video and work this one out. Find the exact volume of a sphere. Oh, the volume of a sphere. We have a diameter. So we have a diameter of 12 given to us. The volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. And if the diameter is 12, that means the radius is 6. And it's in feet, so we got 4 over 3 pi and 6 cubed. So that's 4 over 3 pi and 6 cubed is 6 times 6 times 6, that's 216. Because that's a 6 here being cubed, I know that 3 will divide into 216. And another reason, the digits add up to 2 plus 1 plus 3 is 9. If the digits adds up to 9, then it's divisible by 9 and 3. 3 into 2, 21/6 is a 7, 2. And 4 times that is going to give you 288 pi. And it's in feet, so it's volume, so it's cubic. So memorizing the formula, working things through, helps. You memorize the formula like you memorize the names of your friends, or you memorize the multiplication facts. So that's a review of exact value. If you like my video, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, notification bell, because there's more videos coming your way. Write a comment on my video if you wish. And if you wish to visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com. And you got 3 sections, one on me, my degrees and teaching experience. The video section tells you about the strategy you're going to use to help you learn your math. And the section on content gives you the topics you're going to have online and the number of videos. And the black font is what's there already. And the red font is what will be there in the near future. Thank you very much for viewing my video. Bye-bye.